Hello everyone, my name is Nathan Stevenson, CEO and founder of ForwardLane. I'm here today to tell you a little bit more about P3, our brand new AI-powered product for small and mid-sized RIAs and broker-dealers. So first, let's take a look at ForwardLane. Who are we? We're based here in New York City, started about 5 years ago to solve one key problem. How can we provide personalized advice and service using technology at scale for financial advisors and asset managers? We all come from blue chip backgrounds in financial services, from the likes of Credit Suisse, Barclays, myself at BNP Paribas and CQS, one of the world's top hedge fund groups. I've also had the pleasure of speaking at a number of events for institutional investors, the CFA Institute, and Yale and MIT on AI and wealth management. And we've also been part of key accelerator programs in New York and the Northeast. The world as we know it has changed today. It's gone from 2019 in person to now fully digital. And of course, with that, the digital leaders see huge improvements in revenues, in productivity, and market share. So let's take a look at what is this real problem today. Advisors like Maria here are faced with so many challenges. Being competitive and growing, how can she do this? How does she provide personalized service to all of her clients, not just her top clients? How can she be more proactive and engage clients more effectively? And most importantly, how do you retain that generational wealth? Especially in the context of client expectations coming out of this COVID era, with Netflix around, with Robinhood, with a lot of these digital offerings, clients want so much more. They want an investment manager, a financial planner, a coach, a therapist, and even a concierge. Of course, greater expectations around more frequent client communication. So what does this all break down to? It breaks down to the desire for a personalized client experience. And that means insights, not just reporting. It means content that's relevant and insightful. And of course, advice that's tailored to the individual. But this is really challenging for Maria here. Why? Because there's just so much data. It's scattered all over the place. In fact, on average, advisors spend almost 23 days a quarter analyzing, reviewing, and monitoring data. Data is not your friend. It really means that there's limited bandwidth for personalization. It is hard to engage proactively because so much of the time is spent digging through that data, responding and reacting to what's happening in the market and to what's happening around you. And of course, digital competition is only growing and much faster too. So a lot of overwhelming tasks for Maria here to deal with. Our solution at ForwardLane, we've built a smart technology platform which really helps to reduce this data analysis time from 23 days a quarter to just 2. Not only that, we are focused wholly on providing a personalized experience for your clients. And what this leads to is moving quarterly engagements to weekly, far more touch points, far higher quality with great degree of personalization at each one of those levels. What does this add up to? It adds up to your clients feeling special, just like coming into a 5-star hotel, being addressed by name and getting that same high quality of service day in, day out. At ForwardLane, we've built a custom solution specifically for RIAs to enable this growth through personalization. So let's take a look at how we're making data your friend. The first thing we do is aggregating the data. We plug into existing enterprise systems like your custodial data, your CRM data, financial goal-based systems, as well as external news, research, and other types of content. We bring all of this structured and unstructured data in and link it together. We process it with our patent-pending natural language processing for finance. What it's doing is it's reading CRM notes, it's reading those stories, it's lifting out financial goal-based discussions, it's lifting out entities, market-related entities, as well as personal interests. And it's linking that back to the structured data, the portfolio, the investment, the goals, so that now you have a full picture of the client. By creating this picture of the client, we can now automate a lot of this analysis, the checklists that an advisor would go through before engaging with their client. And so the Signal engine enables us to do this very quickly. And of course, totally configure it and customize it to individual firms and what they're interested in. Finally, through this automation, we can rank and score the results from all of that data analysis and serve this up straight into your workflow inside of your CRM so that it's very easy to share this information with the client and put it to good use, saving you huge amounts of time, effort, and of course, creating a much closer connection with the client. So altogether, Maria now has a brand new way of working. She and her team can save time, can benefit from data-driven insights, and also share best practices across the firm. So over a cup of coffee in the morning, she can kick off her day with some prioritized client insights and signals, make her way down through her priority list. Once she finds the signals, also match that with relevant content that could be directly relevant for each one client. And of course, provide some next best actions to actually provide guidance as to what other people in her firm may be doing with that type of information. This brings consistency to engagement. It brings a higher quality of personalization. And it also brings everybody in the firm up together as all of these insights are shared together. So let's take a look at what this looks like. And I should say too that we work with large financial services firms. So this platform was already proven and used in practice at the likes of $1 trillion asset manager Invesco. So here we are stepping into Salesforce. I'm going to show you 3 key elements. The first thing we're going to do is start off on the customer record. And we're going to take a look at one client. In this case, this client is young professional Pete. Pete has a healthy net worth. He's into college basketball. He's young and up and coming and is in the technology business and makes about $250,000 a year. He's inherited some funds, so he has a decent net worth. When we look at his activity, we can see that there's all your usual level of engagements. But what we have on the right-hand side is the ForwardLane Insights widget. And this plugs straight into Salesforce. We do work with other CRMs and continue to integrate, but Salesforce is our premier partner here. So it's really designed for the Salesforce user with more CRMs to come. On the right-hand side, the summary of all of that analysis that's been done for Pete and for each client. In this case, it's looking at some market-based insights around material changes in investments. Of course, these signals are totally customizable and configurable to your firm. So here, what we're trying to do is surface up key stories that might be relevant to share with the clients. Those could be investment related, they could be goal related. And here you can see that we're actually reading CRM notes. In this case, on September the 10th, a discussion of buying a house. And you can see there's a purchase goal that's been highlighted here. And we might want to take some next best actions here. And if I click into this in a little bit more detail, let's take a look at those actions. Here, there's a purchase goal being discussed. Let's take a look at any large purchases that might not be in the budget. Is there enough savings and potentially some loan options? Now, the beauty of this is we can easily share this with the clients. We can create a meeting task, we can create a call note, or even send it via email. So let's send it via email, and you can see here that has now been dropped into the email with the actual next best actions, or really the items for discussion with the client already pre-populated there. Now those next best actions really get surfaced from the peer usage. So they're ranked and scored based on actual usage of other people in your firm. So it's going to really be peer approved actions and not necessarily AI recommended, but more what is happening inside the firm, what works in your firm. So I can hit send, and that's gone off to the clients. As you can see, it's taken us a few seconds, maybe a minute or so, to actually kind of go through all of these signals and surface up what might be relevant. You can see here at the bottom that we also have some sentiment analysis that's running across those CRM nodes, enabling us to flag up some negative scenarios or negative discussions that may have taken place in the past. Very important for client retention. We want to keep those customer lifetime values up high. And so one of the best components of the platform, which I'm going to talk about next, is the content personalization. So in the same way that these signals have been run for Pete on all of his information, we're doing exactly the same thing, but for content. And so now the content is being scored according to a number of different signals. In this case, there's a story here, and we can dig in and see that the document references Netflix, which was also mentioned in one of the discussions that you had with Pete. It's also looking at a top transaction, so it's digging out from the investments in the portfolio and seeing that Amazon and Facebook are also mentioned, which are also discussed in the same documents, and a further discussion around Netflix. So we talked about Netflix twice. There's investments in Amazon and Facebook. The likelihood of this story being relevant to Pete is quite high. We've scored it as 8 out of 10. And so that's where the relevancy score comes from. So this is really a powerful way to actually engage with the clients and really not have to dig through so much information to be able to share something relevant. There are a number of different data sources. You can see over here in the filter by, we have TrendSpotter, which covers Forbes, Business Insider, and a number of huge number of brands out there. And their TrendSpotter is determining emerging signals, emerging content that could be highly relevant for your clients with special algorithms. We partner with Sensei, that is a provider of financial educational materials written by former Wall Street Journal journalists that are really focused in on providing targeted educational materials for investors. And then we have a range of market news and market data providers, including Thomson Reuters, Naviga, NTNewsWire, and Fly on the Wall, to bring in that market-related perspective. And on top of that, we can also bring in your content, whether that's your internal marketing collateral or your preferred providers, or even potentially RSS feeds that you might want to bring into this. And you can easily see here that if you want to filter by specific signals, you can do that. And then we've grouped some of these together in terms of collections. And in this way, it enables us to filter those stories based on, for example, topics or the source of the data, marketing materials, research, news, etc. So a lot of flexibility in how you're going to be able to slice and dice through that content and easily share it with the client. So altogether, you can see here that we've been able to provide signals, actions to share with the client, as well as content. And this all comes together in the client prioritization component. The client prioritization component is great because if a client calls in quickly, you can just hover over here and get a view as to what are the 2 or 3 most important things I need to know about this client. You can see a priority score here. And the priority score here is a combination of all of those signals that are fired for one client and the decay rate. So you can see it's gone up by 1 point here. In the case of Rebecca, she's gone up by 5. She's moved up the leaderboard. This changes and updates every day based on the actions you take and the things that come up for different clients. So you can make your way down through that list and action all of those. And here, if I want more information, I can just double click here and I have this as a nice sidebar so I can continue to navigate through Salesforce, but over here have all this information readily at hand and decide what I want to use out of that information or share with my clients. One of the great elements here too is I can also organize this by actions. And so with actions, we flipped this on its head and said, you know what, there might be a bigger story here. There could be a lot of different things happening or discussions taking place, and we might want to consolidate that all into one discussion. And so this is where you can see all the signals that feed into one action. In this case, has there been changes to your client's income level? Why? Because there's a lot of activity taking place here. And we probably want to take a closer look at that and discuss the bigger picture here. So this is a very powerful way to engage with the client effectively with information that's been aggregated for you and made easy to understand and share and digest. And the last thing I'd like to share with you too is also around the signal collections. Now, signal collections are great because you're actually able to filter clients based on the types of conversations you want to be having. So in this case, we have a variety of signals here. Let's take a look at growth opportunities. Growth opportunities has got 2 signals here. I can just hit apply, and this is going to run only those signals that are growth related across my whole book and give me a ranked and ordered list based on growth opportunities. So this is great. I can specifically focus on this and literally drive new business with this engagement and outreach. And of course, what we put into those growth opportunities collections is flexible too. And just like we've done that for growth, we can apply marketing campaigns to this. We can apply awareness signals, which is really kind of giving you eyes beyond your eyes. So looking through your book, looking for those things that might be coming up that you may have missed, and ensuring the machine is constantly looking out for you and surfacing up any small little thing that you might be missing. So very powerful to have this AI and machine learning running across your whole platform. And then finally, I would say too, that you're able to score some of this feedback too, and and upvote and downvote. You can see over here with a little thumbs up. It's using a similar type of technology to Netflix and to Facebook, etc. And so what it's doing is it's re-ranking and rescoring those signals across your firm. So what that means is that the most popular signals are the ones that work best for everyone, rise to the top and get upvoted, and the ones that are less popular or have less of an impact kind of go further down. They're still going to be there, so you're not going to miss anything. It's just that the best signals are going to be at the top of your list, and with the ranked signals being at the bottom. And each firm gets to have their own effectively organization. And so it will adapt, the machine learning will adapt to your specific firm, to all the users in your firm, and really become your own real AI system that knows your firm and how it works. So this is ForwardLane. We're very excited to be able to offer this platform. We've resolved many of the technical hurdles about integrations. So this same platform we can set up in as little as a day, especially if you custody with one of the top 6 custody platforms. And what we can also do is bring in all of that Salesforce data, set the whole entire platform up for you, and provide you with a free trial of this software to get a real sense of how this might work for you and your firm. It drives growth. It massively cuts down the amount of data analysis time from minutes, 15 minutes or so, to seconds. And it's going to give you so many more touch points with your clients to show that you really do care about them. And you can give them these light touches that really show that you are caring about their best interests. And of course, there's an audit trail behind everything here too. So it's also good for Reg BI and proving that you're doing your job well. So I'm Nathan Stevenson, CEO and founder of ForwardLane. We would love to get in touch with you and speak more about this fantastic platform. Again, it can be customized in more detail. This is just a high-level overview. We can show you a little bit more if that's of interest. Please do get in touch. Thank you very much.